Hello everybody. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 offensive players that I think will break out in the 2023 NFL season. Let's get right into this video. I know all of my Steelers fans are going to love this selection. I think George Pickens will break out in 2023, and he'll be the first player on this list. George Pickens broke out in the NFL with a meme. On draft night, this picture was posted, and he went a little viral. I got 45 bucks. In his rookie year, he had 900 yards and 4 touchdowns, and the 9th most yards per catch in the league. To simply put it, this dude is just a contested catch monster. He was 3rd in the entire league in contested catches with 19, and he had the highest contested catch rate for anybody with 10 plus contested catches, at 67.9. Not to mention, he was the 2nd most reliable pass catchers, according to Next Gen Stats, using their catch rate over expected metric. What all that goes to show is that George Pickens is just a beast at the catch point, and he's already got one of the best hands in the league. I mean, that's a phenomenal catch too. But why do I think he's going to break out? Well, it's because of those reasons. We saw what happened with contested catch guys like DeAndre Hopkins and DK Metcalf in their second years, and I expect the same from George Pickens. In my mind, he's already up there with some of the best contested catches, and the stats prove it. This will be the 2nd year in his system, and he'll have a full season with Kenny Pickett, who targeted him on a far more higher rate than Mitch Trubisky. With that being said, he doesn't have a developed route tree yet, and he's not one of the best receivers at separating, but looking at my projected stats, I have him going over 1,000 yards. The second player on my list is going to be tight end Chigozie Okonkwo, or Chig Okonkwo for short. Chig was not only the best rookie tight end, but was simply one of the best players for advanced metric. And he really is an advanced statistics darling. Just like how Robert Pattinson is for people who think they're Batman. Gotham City needs me! Let me just rattle off some advanced stats. First, he was 2nd in yards after catch per route run. He was 1st in yards after catch over expected, with 3 more yards than expected, right next to Jalen Waddle. He had the 5th highest passer rating in the league when targeted, for the entire league. Minimum 20% of the snaps at 125.1. More importantly, he had the 2nd highest yards per route run in the entire league. Look at the 2 names next to him. And this is all on a little bit of production. He had 32 catches on 46 targets, with 450 receiving yards on 3 touchdowns. He led all qualified rookie tight ends in total yards, receiving yards, yards per catch, yards per route run, PFF grade, PFF receiving grade. For rookies, the 2nd most contested catches for tight ends, 2nd highest rookie contested catch rate for tight ends, highest passer rating for rookie tight end when targeted, and rookie tight end yards after catch. So basically, he was the best rookie tight end, he was one of the most efficient tight ends in the league, and is overall one of the best players after the catch. But there is one problem. The Titans are a really bad passing offense. They were the 3rd worst passing offense in 2022. They had the 3rd least passing yards in total, the 3rd least passing yards per game, and they passed the ball the 3rd least amount of times, having 456 passing attempts. Now that's going to suck for Chig Okonkwo and Treylon Burks, who are both looking for breakout years, meaning that they're not going to get the volume that they should. But I still think Chig's going to be very efficient. He's going to get open, obviously, and he's going to be great after the catch. So here are my projected stats for Chig Okonkwo. I have him getting 60 targets, 40 catches, 600 receiving yards, 5 touchdowns, and I have him entering his name as a top 10 tight end. Wait, if you've liked the video so far, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're on a road to 1,000 subscribers. Back to the video. For the 3rd player on my list, I have Rasheed Shaheed. In 12 games during his rookie year, on 28 catches, he had 488 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, finished 2nd in yards per catch with 17.4, and had 4 rushes for 57 yards and 1 rushing touchdown, which was the clip before this one. Now, I picked Rasheed Shaheed for one reason. He's already an elite deep threat. On deep passes, or passes with 20 plus air yards, he had a 99.9 receiving grade, along with Jalen Waddle and AJ Brown, and he finished with the highest yards per route run, on, of course, 20 plus passes, and that was 15 points higher than the next player. Oh, and he had the highest passer rating when targeted on deep passes as well. With Derek Carr inking a 4-year contract with the Saints after he was cut from the Raiders this offseason, who is a known gunslinger and who is consistently a top 10 deep field passer in the league, I see Rasheed Shaheed and Chris Olave both having very good years in 2022, especially Rasheed Shaheed, who should be given a lot of work downfield, who I think Derek Carr will target more often than Andy Dalton, who Shaheed played with the majority of the time. Now, the one thing I'm concerned about is that since he's a primary deep threat, he won't be given much consistent work. He'll be a go big or go home receiver, but I think he'll step up to the challenge and have a massive breakout year and have these projected stats. For my 4th entry on this list, I have running back Damien Pierce to break out in 2023. In his rookie year on 220 carries, he rushed for 939 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns on 4.3 yards per carry, while having over 1,000 all-purpose yards and finishing 4th in rookie rushing yards. What I'm most excited for Damien Pierce is his broken tackle ability and his ability after contact. He was 4th in the league last year in total broken tackles, with 27, being up there with Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and Nick Chubb. And he was 5th in total yards after contact. Looking at the names around him, he's in good company. And he's not just a one-dimensional power back either. He had the second highest rated PFF elusive rating in the NFL with 98.5. And right above him was rookie Breece Hall. The really fun thing about Damien Pierce is the way that he runs. He runs extremely angry, and he'll put his shoulder down and give you work. Riley, can you pull up a video of Damien Pierce doing another one of his angry runs? He reminds me of a guy I used to know who did meth. Yeah, the guy used to run through walls. In all seriousness, I do think that Damien Pierce will have a really good year in 2023. He was easily on pace for 1,000 yards. In 13 games, he had 939 yards, but an ankle injury in Week 14 sidelined him for the rest of the year. In 2023, I expect him to fly over the 1,000 rushing yards mark, rushing for 8 touchdowns, and being top 5 in broken tackles. And then the last entry on my list is going to be offensive tackle Ikem Ekwonu. Looked like I had all rookies in my list. In 2022, in 1,018 snaps, he allowed 6 sacks, 1 hit, 20 QB hurries, and allowed 27 pressures. He had a 65.3 PFF grade. More importantly, he was tied for the rookie lead in penalties, tied with Tyler Smith of the Cowboys. If he wants to have any success in 2023, he needs to bring that penalty number down. 13 is way too high for a starting left tackle. But there are 2 very noticeable positives. For all rookie tackles, who played the majority of the season, he allowed the least amount of pressures and had the second highest pass blocking efficiency. And when I watched his tape, he looked pretty solid on most plays, outside of the penalties. He played some pretty tough edge rushers this season, like Myles Garrett and Alex Highsmith, but he mostly held his own on a lot of plays, and not every sack was on him. And the most important characteristic about Ikem Ekwonu is that he's a phenomenal run blocker. Coming out of NC State, he was an absolute mauler in the run game. I liked him so much, I had him higher than Sauce Gardner on my 2022 NFL Draft Big Board, and we saw a flash of that in 2022. If he wants to take a big step up in 2023, he needs to continue being an elite run blocker while also improving as a pass blocker and limiting penalties. With rookie Bryce Young, who is great at extending plays and avoiding sacks, I think it should be shaping up for Ikem Ekwonu to have a great year. I have him getting a 70-plus PFF grade, allowing 4 sacks and 30 pressures, having 9 or less penalties. Panthers need to be a top 10 rushing offense, improve as a pass blocker, and become one of the top 15 run blocking tackles. And that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure you leave down in the comments who you think will break out in 2023. And make sure you follow along the rest of the series. In the next video, I'm going to be breaking down 5 defensive players that I think will break out in 2023. See you in the next one.